Welcome back. Today we are in the garden number 2 specifically, and I wanted to talk to you about a mistake that I have made in this particular garden that is a problem that I didn't know about. 2, I thought I was doing a great thing by putting this in, and now I realize I've just created myself a massive problem. So in saying that, this is my problem. I put passion fruit, 2 passion fruit bushes, trees, vines, or whatever you want to call them, at the end of this archway. What I did was, I thought that if I put them on this archway, I could keep them, and I've got a nice covered area that's predominantly going to be more covered with a vine. That means I can grow some cooler things inside it. Things like coriander and things that are a little bit more sensitive to the heat in the middle of summer. Hence why I was trying to use the shade from this to create an environment for the heat-hating vegetables or herbs. And what I've created here, let's backtrack for a little bit. I went and bought passion flower as a plant, specifically for the passion flower and the leaves and that, for medicinal purposes. When it arrived, it was in the post. When it arrived, it specifically said on the packaging that this is an invasive plant. Please be careful where you're going to plant it. So I planted that one in a pot. It's in the first garden and it's running up one of the archways, but it is in a pot. I've made sure that I wasn't going to put that anywhere else. When I bought the 2 plants from Bunnings, it was grafted. They were both grafted, and obviously a grafted plant is going to have the rootstock is going to be more vigorous, I suppose. But I didn't do my research, and I didn't realise, and there was no notice on there to say it is invasive. So what's happened here is this beautiful vine, passion fruit vine, the rootstock is this, and the actual passion fruit that's been grafted on is this plant here. So I literally have the rootstock coming up all over the place, and is crowding out the original plant or the original passion fruit that I wanted to grow. Not only do I have this as a problem, I mean, the bonus is that even this throws off fruit. Okay, so you get these little fruits, got little red pulps inside them. They're very mild and they're still tasty, but I'm after the passion fruit like that. That's what I really want, not this. So the other issue is, okay, it's over here and it's taken over, the rootstock has, but it's also taken over my garden. Unfortunately, it's got suckers coming up everywhere. Now, this is an area that I've been putting off for weeks. I don't want to deal with it. I didn't want to deal with it. There's suckers coming up everywhere. There are flowers still in here, and I don't even know what's underneath in that section. So, yeah. And it's also, if you look, that's an archway going into the first garden, and the suckers have come up and they're taken over those 2 archways as well. Now, that's the passion fruit on this side. The passion fruit on this side is not as vigorous. So I still have the suckers coming up through here as well, but this side is not as bad as what the other side is. I still have to deal with this. We're going to deal with that later. And in under the archway, it's just, yes, it's nice and it's cool and it's doing what it's supposed to do, what I originally planned for it to do, but I don't want these suckers coming up everywhere. So what we're going to do is you're going to come with me today, and we're going to tackle this half of the garden at least and try and tidy it up. I'm probably going to end up pulling a lot of these flowers out. They're at the point I don't want to pull them out, but they're in the way. I can't get myself in here, so everything's coming out, and I'll probably end up putting a few veggies in at some point. I know I've got potatoes in one section. I think there's beans in here. There's herbs along there. We'll see what we can salvage, and yeah, I'll put you guys on time lapse and we can start on cleaning this thing up because it's a mess. I think I'm going to start by clearing my footpath here so I can dump all the scraps out. If I can't have a clean path to work on, then I'll just get more frustrated. So pull my flowers out first. This is going to be a much bigger job than what I anticipated. I'm going to do a quick tidy up of this area in here, and then I want to pull all the vines off those archways, and I want to get a second batch of cucumbers running on there. I haven't had much luck with the cucumbers. I think the passion fruit or the passion flower root completely outcrowded whatever I put in there. So once it's cleared up, I can put some more seeds in. I'll tidy this side up and then we'll get onto that one. So most of the garden is done. I'm just going to rip all this off. I've got blackberries in here, so I've just got to be careful when pulling it out from this side. And then we are done, at least for this half. Still got to do underneath and the other half yet, so we'll see how we go with this one, and then maybe come back tomorrow and finish it off. Let's get this cleaned up carefully. think that's it for the day. But I didn't think I was going to get this done anyway, so it is done. It's a bonus that I got this far done. I'm going to go and have a shower, go and make myself a coffee, because it's still coffee time, and I think we'll let this settle for the next couple of days. What I want to see is most of this green stuff will die off, it'll be dead. If there's anything that's green, I know it's probably still growing, so I can get into it and pull it. I still have, I'm not too worried about this side, I was just more worried about the base of the archway, which I'll still tidy up. And I also have in here to do, so this has got some fruit on it, so I don't really want to cut it off now, so I may just tie it up and just keep it out of the way like that. I may even do it now if I can find some string to tie it out with. So as you can see, in here is exactly the same. I've got suckers coming up. These are all coming down through here. So this one here will do tomorrow. The fruit is starting to brown up on some of these. There's some nice browning happening. These will get a lot browner, and look, there's some more up there. And there's heaps of fruit. You just have to wait for them to turn brown, and generally they will fall off. Only problem is that there could be lots of fruit in amongst here and I can't see them. This would be a good reason to clean all this up. So I'm pretty sure if there's fruit up this end, there's going to have to be fruit up this end as well, because I planted it down in there. One in that corner and one in that corner. So yeah, this is a mess. So we're going to come in tomorrow and we'll pull out the beets. They're gone to seed. Pigs will enjoy those. A couple of small ones are okay. And then tidy this up, and hopefully we'll get a little bit of sunlight coming through here. I still have this side to work with as well. It's not as bad as the other side. This side here has got a lot more of just the flowers. Yeah, there is some of the passion flower here and some through there, but this is mostly just flowers and a few of these. So we'll pull these up tomorrow. I think we'll be able to get the inside of the cage done and the outside done tomorrow relatively fast. That other side was way more overloaded with weeds and passion fruit. I've just got beetroot here and it's gone to seed. I wanted to collect the seeds, but I just can't be bothered collecting them at the moment, so I'm just going to throw them around in the garden. Still got a bit of cleaning up to do, and I'm preparing for the winter garden over on this side, or autumn and winter. I'm going to start cleaning out all these flowers shortly and get the brassicas in and start, but I'm going to do the other side first with brassicas, leave the flowers for a little bit longer. In here I think we're going to put some, what am I going to put in here? There's a couple of potatoes in here which I'm going to have to dig up, but I was thinking of putting some carrots in here, some lettuce, and possibly a couple of corns in here. I'm not 100% sure yet. I might still put another round of corn in here. Definitely want to put some beans in, but probably run some beans over that. Now that we've opened this up, I'm going to get a bit more heat and warmth in here, so I may do some bush beans in here. Yeah, I'm not sure. Now that it's open, I have to sit and think about this for a little while and actually work out what I'm going to plant in here. We'll come back tomorrow. You can tell who's enjoying the shade of this archway. Thanks for joining me. we'll come back tomorrow and try and finish this off and that side off, and we'll get a good idea as to maybe what we're going to put in here and what we're going to do with the area. Especially in here, it's so much cooler. I'm thinking some coriander and some beetroots will go really well in here. Probably some lettuce. It won't bolt because it's nice and cool in here. We'll catch up with you tomorrow. Bye. Lexi, what do you got? You got a ball. Alright, welcome back. We're going to clean up in here. Clean up in here, down along the ground, and possibly try and get to that. I should have come out here a little bit earlier, but I didn't, so we are dealing with it in the middle of the day, and it's stinking hot. And I don't really want to be here doing this all day, so let's see what we can get done. Alright. I think I might start on the ground first. Pull out the beets. Can you two move, please? Come on, out. Go. Go on. Take the ball and get out, Lex. Go. Go on, out. Ollie, out. Some of these are going to go to the pigs. They're way beyond eating. After doing some thinking last night, I think because I've pulled all the soil, the weeds up from here, I have opened up the soil now. And I'm not very happy about leaving it uncovered until I work out what I'm going to do. So I'm contemplating on whether to put some of the stuff that I pulled out back over the top of this just to keep it covered and keep the moisture in there so we're not going to get evaporation. So with this particular area here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the weeds and I'm going to kind of put them into one spot. They're not weeds, some of them are weeds, but the others are passion fruit vines. But what I might do is, I want to keep the soil covered and protected. So yeah, I'm going to pull the vines out and I'm going to put them into an area, and then once I've got a clear area to work with, I'll come in and cut the tops off, and then I'll lay my waste back over the top of it. One, it's going to break down in the soil anyway, and two, it's going to protect the soil and stop it from drying out. So yeah, in saying that, I'm just going to make a small pile, and instead of taking it away, I'm going to lay it back down on either side of my footpath. That's what I'm going to do. Check out what I found over here. Can't see it from the outside, but I see tomatoes from the inside. So it's gotta be jackpot. Oh, how perfect. The grubs didn't get to that one. Alright, so this looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. I'm just going to leave that there to compost down in the soil. I'm going to try out this. I don't want to cut it off because I know that there's fruit on that other side, so what I might do is just brace it up like I did around this one, and a little bit of light in here. I don't know what that is. It was attached to my neck, and it's not a leech. Yuck. Gosh, I'm so easily distracted. Anything to get out of doing the other side. This is done. I don't really want to go over to the other side in the sun. I might have to leave it for another day. But there's so many other jobs. I might go and get some bags and bag up some melons, and I think that might be a plan. Anyway, I'm signing off for the day. Thanks for joining me again. It was only a short session, but yeah, we'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.